The best second citizenships for Dubai and UAE residents. If you're new to this channel, I'm Wealthy Expat. We help hundreds of people all over the world acquire second passports through citizenship by investment, citizenship by exception, citizenship by descent, by living in a country. If you're a resident of the UAE, specifically Dubai, fun fact, I paid for my St. Kitts passport, St. Kitts citizenship by investment, from my Emirates MBD account. I was a US citizen, I renounced my US citizenship, so I applied as a US citizen, but as a Dubai resident. So all the information that I gave to St. Kitts and Nevis, the country that is the most expensive citizenship by investment program in the Caribbean at $250,000 US, I paid $150,000 3 years ago through my Emirates MBD account. So I know the struggles of being a UAE resident getting a second passport. Now, the great thing about the UAE is that it's known as a global hub. It's known as a wealth hub. So it's much easier to go through due diligence and banking proof and paying for the actual citizenship. It's much better to do it through the UAE than through many other countries. We've had recently a lot of clients, for example, from Zimbabwe, from Jordan, from Algeria, from Thailand, countries that are considered, they have a bad reputation, or have a lower reputation around the world. If you're applying for citizenship by investment, it's a lot harder to do due diligence on a lot of these countries, specifically if there's a war going on, specifically if the government is very slow. But if you've been living in the UAE for a couple of years and you have your business in the UAE and you have your bank account in the UAE, it's much faster to do the due diligence. It's much easier to go through the entire process. So let's say you are from Africa, some sort of African country, some sort of Arab country, some sort of Asian country, pretty much any country that is considered a lower reputation than something in the European Union, or you know what I'm saying. I'm not racist. I'm not saying that your country is less than whatever, but you're from one of those countries, but you're living in the UAE. That now makes the process much easier. So what do I recommend to get a second passport? Because you want better reputation, you want easier access to banking, you want to travel the world, you want to go to the Schengen area, for example. A lot of countries like Saudi Arabia, Oman, they're seen as extremely wealthy. They're seen as extremely high value countries, but their passports don't allow them to go to the Schengen area. If they're living in the UAE, if you're a Saudi national living in the UAE, you have a ton of opportunities. Even if you're a Saudi national living in Saudi Arabia, you have tons of opportunities. You have traditional citizenship by investment in the Caribbean. I personally chose St. Kitts and Nevis. If you want the cheapest option, you have Dominica. The ones that I tend to recommend most right now are Grenada, $235,000 US. It's outside of the hurricane belt if you ever decide to live there. I don't really recommend buying real estate in the Caribbean. You want to do the donation route. And careful, in UAE, there's a lot of companies offering real estate option that is really an under the table option. So you end up paying, for example, for St. Kitts and Nevis citizenship, you end up paying $120,000, $150,000. And you think, why would I pay $250,000 for donation if I can pay $120,000 to this company that's offering me a real estate deal? That's not a real option. That is an under the table option where the developer and the person offering you the program is making a giant commission, and they're lying to the government and applying, saying that you own some real estate. And you want to be careful because your passport can get revoked. Your citizenship can get revoked. And because they're having problems with the European Union, with the Schengen area, because they have the European access, they might do more due diligence on all the cases and your passport might get revoked. So you want to be very careful. As I said, I recommend Grenada and I recommend Antigua and Barbuda. They're fairly priced, $230,000, $235,000, and they're passports that you can get within 7 to 8 months because it's no longer possible to get it in 30 days or 45 days. For example, St. Kitts is taking around a year. St. Lucia has taken a year and 2 months to get the citizenship, so it is a much slower process now. Obviously, if you want to invest way more money and you have larger investments, you have a larger net worth, you can go for something like Malta. For example, one of my clients from Thailand, he got Maltese citizenship by investment. It took him a year and a half He had a lot of due diligence. He spent a lot of time in Malta during that year and a half, but now he has an EU passport. He can pretty much go wherever he wants. Whereas with his Thai passport, he can only really go in Asia and some countries like Russia. He can't really go to the places that he wants to go. And maybe that opens up more business opportunities in countries, for example, in the European Union. Or you want to go to the US for some sort of conference. So that opens up wealth potential. By getting that second citizenship, you're really investing in the future of your business. You're really investing in the future of your wealth by getting that second passport. That's why I'm such a huge fan of just having a second citizenship. It's not only for self-protection, not only for insurance, but also for growth of your business. Also, there's El Salvador for $1 million USDT or Bitcoin. Maybe you have a large net worth and it's mostly in crypto. And you just want to get a second passport. You're living in the UAE right now. You want to get a second passport to go to the Schengen area or to go to Latin America or just to have it for a better reputation. Maybe you're from Egypt, a country like Egypt, but you're living in Dubai. Your passport has a bad reputation around the world. You just want easy access to the Schengen area, easy access to other countries. Then El Salvador works out pretty well and you can get it very fast in around a month. You can get it. If you're from a, let's say, lower reputation nationality, maybe it takes you a little bit longer, maybe 2 months, but it's the fastest program in the world. The other countries that you can get very fast are, for example, Vanuatu, which doesn't really give you access to many countries. And also Nauru, which recently launched for around 140,000 for a family. That also doesn't really give you access to many countries. Nauru now has visa-free access to the United Kingdom and Ireland, but they're probably going to lose that because they launched that citizenship by investment program. And for example, Vanuatu, which you can get in around 3 months, I said it's not that great of a passport, and they've also had a permanent ban on their Schengen visa-free access. So before they took it out temporarily, they said, okay, Vanuatu citizens need a visa for the Schengen area temporarily. Now it seems that it's going to be permanent. So Vanuatu citizens are always going to need a visa for the Schengen area. Obviously, you can always get a residency permit. You can always get a golden visa in Europe, like a Portuguese golden visa, 500,000 euros invested into a fund. Latvia golden visa, 250,000 into real estate. Greek golden visa, 400,000 euros into real estate. Spain, although it's closing very soon. For example, a lot of Filipino clients and Latino clients, they get that golden visa, or they get a non-lucrative visa in Spain to then get citizenship in Spain after 2 years. But you need to live in Spain, so you have to move your life from Dubai over to Spain for 2 to 3 years to get that citizenship. So you have access to Europe also in other ways, like getting a golden visa, but that only really gives you that golden visa. In the case of Portugal, you can get the citizenship, but it takes a long time to get that golden visa approved. Sometimes 3.5 years to get your Portugal golden visa, and then it's 5 years to get the passport. The passport timeline, the citizenship timeline, starts counting when you apply for the golden visa. So you might even get your citizenship approval, or you might even have the opportunity to apply for citizenship before you even get your golden visa. So just know it's a very bureaucratic, very slow process, and Europe is going the direction of removing these golden visas. They're letting asylum seekers, they're letting these migrants get citizenship, but no, if you have wealth, you need to wait, you need to go through the due diligence, you need to have a much harder process. And also, if you have a good profile, a good business record, good investment record, living in the UAE, regardless of your nationality, let's say you're from, like that client from Zimbabwe, but he's living in Dubai, he has a $10 million business in Dubai, he has multiple villas in Dubai, good profile, good track record, you could also potentially apply for citizenship by exception, by starting a business in another country, contributing to that country, hiring people, buying real estate, having a proper plan on how you're going to contribute to that country. It could be in non-EU, Eastern Europe, or even in the European Union. We're looking at opportunities in Romania and Bulgaria for legal citizenship by exception. For example, Bulgaria used to have citizenship by investment. It was going to cost you around €1 million to get it in a couple of years. We're looking at opportunities to see, wait, if you start a business, if you hire people, if you buy real estate, if you contribute to the country, is it possible to get it? For what nationality? So we're looking into that right now. I'll let you know in the future if we have opportunities in the European Union. For now, non-EU Eastern Europe is definitely possible, and it's much easier to prove to one of these governments in non-EU Eastern Europe that you have a good profile because you have investments, you have a business in the UAE, you have banking in the UAE. It's much easier to do it in Dubai than it is probably in your origin country. And one program that is extremely popular for a lot of Dubai and UAE residents is obviously Turkey. Now, Turkey can be a step up depending on the passport that you currently have. If you have a passport that doesn't let you travel anywhere and has a terrible reputation and you think, okay, this passport is making my life difficult, you can always buy real estate in Turkey, $400,000, and then get that citizenship in around a year. They are making it harder. There's more due diligence now. They're checking where your money's coming from a lot more now. They're checking your criminal record a lot more now, but that's a good step up. So if you have something like a Syrian or a Lebanon, and you just want to step up, you want to visit more countries, you just want to have a better passport overall, also a country that protects its citizens, that sends flights over to take their citizens, also a global hub. One of our clients from the US got Turkish citizenship because she travels through Istanbul a lot for different conferences, different business events around the world. And she saw, okay, I want to get that Turkish citizenship just because I go to Turkey so much and I might as well get an apartment in Istanbul to stay there while I travel. And she got that Turkish passport. So that could also be a potential, even though you don't have access to the Schengen area. If you're looking for a second passport, second citizenship, you definitely want to check out this video right here on all the options. I broke them down into price, requirements, timelines, absolutely all countries that offer citizenship by investment and citizenship by exception around the world. Check them out right here.